Welcome to Us versus Movies. I am your host, Dustin, joined today by Kevin.
Hi,
Kevin, how the hell are you?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
I'm living the life that I was given, and that's what I'm doing.
Everyone's like, boo.
Or they related quite well to that. They were like, me too, man. Living the life I was
They were
given.
like, fuck his life. Fuck him. You're just like, jeez.
Jeez. I didn't think it was that much to attack me over, but hey.
Boo, why is he still alive?
Just go die now, everybody.
Just no barometer with these guys. Just either full force or just fucking full force.
That's kind of how I rub people. Either rub them the right way or really, really wrong. There's no in between.
You gotta just stop rubbing people altogether.
And I try not to touch anything or anyone ever in my life, just from day one. But we are here. We're talking about Bloodshot, released in 2020.
People are like, you're gonna talk about a fucking movie, or are you gonna go over this guy's suicide note? What am I listening to?
I'm not giving a suicide note. I don't know why we're there, but
people are like, boo.
fuck those people then. Why are they listening? Anyway, rated PG-13, runtime hour 49, possibly 49 minutes too long. Directed by Dave Wilson, also known as Dave S.F. Wilson, for some reason. Pick one, Dave. Is it Dave or is it Dave S.F.?
First time director, so I think he did a bunch of video games or commercials and stuff.
That explains quite possibly a lot. And then a whole bunch of people wrote it. None of the names I recognize, so it doesn't even fucking matter to me. And Vin Diesel stars in it, and there's some other people. You could just, you can look it up on the internet. You'll know them or you won't.
Dude,
that's how I feel.
Basically the only person, well, I guess there was two people that I was shocked by. The Isa Gonzalez chick.
Really? I've never seen her before.
She's a huge pop star in Mexico, and she's done a bunch of other small features and stuff like that. But she's huge. She's not like Selena's huge, but she's huge. And I was like, oh, she's in this, and I was like, and I only know this because she's a super babe. And just every time I see her, I go, oh. And then Guy Pearce, is that who that is?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I was like,
I knew he was in it before.
Who the fuck's Guy Pearce? Is what I was thinking. I was like, he sounds familiar. Should I know this dude?
Well, he hasn't been anything not annoying in about 10 years. So
I saw him. I was like, dude, that guy looks familiar.
You were like, is that the Memento guy? Or is he the guy that killed the Aliens franchise? He's that one, isn't he?
Oh, shit. That's him. I was thinking the other guy that was named Guy.
Guy Fieri?
Yes. No. Because if it was totally different movie, might have liked it better. He's imagine that, dude. Bloodshot. It's just hey, man, I don't know what's going on. I feel kind of weird. Did I die? He's like, yeah, man, you had some of my cooking. I took you to Flavor Town, and then boom, you're a super soldier.
That would not be. People would be like, what the fuck am I watching, Sony? This is why you're struggling right now.
I need you to go down all these grocery aisles and get this food and come back and cook it.
By the way, I secretly counted down to 3. You weren't paying attention. That's the gimmick. Go. For the love of fucking God, go. And no, Guy Pearce, let's see, he was in Iron Man 3.
Was he?
Yeah, very briefly. He wasn't good in that either. Then there was also...
But wait, Iron Man 3, that's the one everyone hated, right?
Most people hate it.
Right.
There's a weird pushback on hating that film. People are like, I fucking love that one. You're a dick.
No. They always do that. Iron Man 3. Films that are throughout time that are unanimously panned and just hated that they exist. I can only just go to the Star Wars movies because those are the easiest low-hanging fruit. The prequels are literally 3 films of blasphemy, right? And now people are just nah, man, those were sick as fuck. I'm like, no, they weren't. You're stupid as fuck. Those were awful. Everything about that was just bad. We have nothing that came from that other than a lightsaber that comes out on 2 sides that everyone's just yeah, that's sick. That's it. That's
literally Darth Maul. That's all we got.
But we had to kill him. We had to kill him, and it's just typical that shit to use it in other mediums. But like, what was another movie? There was another movie, like you said, that people are just like, oh, these are awful. No, it's sick. It's like, no, was it? Maybe it was Iron Man, where they're just
I don't think it's Iron Man 3 for sure.
It's cool to like Iron Man because it's so bad.
Yeah, some people think it's the best one. I'm like, the one where he spends no time in the suit and has unrealistic panic attacks the entire time.
And that had the Mandarin in it, where everyone was just like, "Who the fuck? Is that Ben Kingsley? Isn't he knighted? Like, fuck this.
We're gonna do a real Mandarin now." I'm like, no one cares. You already shit the bed on that. No one cares,
dude.
And supposedly Robert Downey Jr. wants back in on the franchise because of that Doolittle bomb so hard. I was like, really, one bomb? He's just like, all right, I'm back, guys. Like, yeah, why'd I leave?
Why'd you leave for Doolittle?
Because he produced it with his wife.
So you could do little, huh? So it could make little.
It did
money.
I mean, I had two surprise castings in this besides the two that you mentioned. Actually, I mean, it's almost the entire cast. Sam Heughan, who plays Jimmy Dalton. He is on Outlander, and I was very surprised to see him because my wife watches Outlander, and I was just like, oh, God, they actually put this guy in something else? What the fuck? And then the annoying guy, Wendell.
Which one?
Well, the one...
The British dude?
The fake British dude, because that guy is definitely not British. Lamorne Morris or something.
Yeah, oh, yeah, the Wilford Wiggins guy?
Yeah, Wilford Wiggins, yeah. He... That was surprising because I was like, oh, people still find him funny? Didn't the New Girl take his career? No, set it on fire, I guess. Okay, well.
The guy from the New Girl.
He's in the New Girl, yeah.
Whoa, you couldn't get a real, like, legit British dude?
No. They needed someone local and funny, quote unquote, I guess.
Both things failed.
Yeah. So I guess some backstory to Bloodshot. This is supposed to be the universe starter for the Valiant Comics shared movie universe. At least that was before a Chinese firm bought Valiant and forced out all the people that had those plans. So who knows now? Yeah. It was still produced by the people that were responsible for jumpstarting Valiant Comics again back in, I don't know, 2000, I'm going to say 16 or something. I don't remember the exact year. But yeah, this is supposed to be the shared universe, which is why it has Project Rising Spirit or whatever the fuck. Pretty sure that's what it's called. And it's just supposed to tie in and kind of lead off into that. So then I think Harbinger was supposed to be next. That's also why, I don't know if you noticed when they had all those Chinese logos on it, like a typical Chinese movie where it's just boom, here's 19 production companies. The movie will start in 10 minutes. And you're like, okay. I think the first one you see is the company that actually bought the majority, all of Valiant from under them. So
really, dude. Okay. So they wanted to go with Harbinger next.
Yeah, that was what it was supposed to. The first two movies Sony bought were Bloodshot and Harbinger.
Not Shadow Man, not Exo, not Ninjak.
No, those all eventually got the pseudo green light, depending on how these films did. But the first two were Bloodshot and Harbinger because those were the first two books in the relaunch that were, killing it, doing gangbusters. And because Exo, they were like, well, we don't really want to do the Iron Man comparison right away, so we'll wait on that one.
Okay. I just figured the big standout, hey, look at me characters, I guess. Yeah,
but Harbinger has such a huge cult following. I think they're in a deep lore that I think they were counted. They want to beat X-Men before X-Men comes back with something that people care about. So, but we'll see because the current state of the world. Bloodshot was only in the theater for 1 week, where it did come in number one, I think.
No, it came to.
Oh, did it? It's second.
No, it was second to the
Onward.
Yes, the CG. I mean, that's you can't beat those movies unless you're in game in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, it was number one on Amazon for purchase movies. because I do follow the guy that, like I said, he created or was responsible for the relaunch and stuff, and he was heavily promoting everything Bloodshot to kind of help it out. So I don't know. I mean, maybe Sony will tank the rest of the shared universe after this, or it'll, they'll be like, well, let's just keep trying with the next one and write this off to bad timing of uncontrollable timing or something. I don't know. But
well, I know currently at this time of this recording, it's made about 30 right now, and it costs 45. So
well,
that's worldwide.
That's pretty good for, is that just the box office, or is that digital? So with digital, it might have made its money back. Possibly.
That's the thing. I don't know if digital gets reported the same way. So,
it might now with the changes in Hollywood.
No, exactly. So it's going to be curious. It's going to be interesting, I should say, to see how it kind of pans out, because technically it bombed. Technically, air quotes.
Yeah.
But with just the pivot that everyone's had to do to try to recoup any financial gain, they've just been pumping it out to all these digital platforms to kind of get any loose pennies, I should say, that are kind of available out there. So, but I've heard feedback from other people that have seen it, and everyone so far has enjoyed it that I spoke to.
Interesting. You're the only other person I spoke to about it, and I will just tell everyone now, I did not really enjoy it. It's not a bad movie per se, but being familiar with the comic book storyline it was based off of and seeing the trailer, I was like, oh, they are not going to do anything different. There are no surprises. This is just a very straightforward comic book adaptation, and it's not bad because of that, but it just got a little boring. Like, I watched it with my wife and she kept asking me questions, and I was like, it's going to explain everything probably twice. And then it kind of did. I was like, there you go.
It had like they say, a Scream type of ending where it just has to let the audience know, we know you might not be getting what we're putting down, so here's the knowledge. You're like, oh
yeah,
this movie's like 2 hours, man. It's not like there's not a lot of twists and turns in it. If you kind of remotely pay attention, you're kind of like, oh, okay, I assume this is going to happen. Huzzah!
Yeah. So I'll read the. I find the description on IMDb hilarious for the movie, because it's just Ray Garrison, a slain soldier, is reanimated with superpowers. The end. That's it.
Where does that line start?
That's it. That's it. Yeah. I was just like, really? That's the all right.
Get me hyped.
No, they're like reanimated. So it's like Universal Soldier with Vin Diesel. So if that sounds like a fucking winner to you, something for the ladies, I will let you know he is in a wife beater.
Is that for the ladies?
Per Vin Diesel's contract, 95% of the time.
Per Pitch Blacks.
Per Pitch Blacks. That's the pitch black clause, as he puts it in. He's like, I want ample cheese in my dressing room at craft services, and I will only wear wife beaters. You pick the color. I don't give a fuck, but it's going to be a wife beater. Just kidding. It's white. You got to pick white. They're just like, oh, okay.
Per Fast and Furious. Does he wife beat in that or what?
Oh, only. Let's yeah.
Yeah.
Since the first one on that one, that's why he wears the white one. Pitch Black, he does the black one.
That's true.
Fast and Furious, he does the white one. Occasionally, he puts a jacket on, and that's where I give the 5%. It's like, okay, he's wearing a coat.
Do you think this would have done better if it had more time out in the theater? Because it got a really limited release. I think maybe 2,000 screens got a hold of it, I think.
I think it would have been fine, actually, because it's definitely, I don't watch a lot of Vin Diesel movies, but of his dumb action ones, I've unfortunately seen a lot because my father's a fan, and for whatever reason, whenever I'm visiting, he just watches 9 of them in a row, and I'm just
he fires up the collection. He's
dude,
like, I've entered them where they don't stop. There's no credits, just seamlessly right to the next.
That's how I saw The Last Witch Hunter. That's how I saw.
Oh, I saw that.
Two of the Fast and the Furiouses. Remember that like Babylon AD or whatever? That's how I saw that a second time. The first time I was like, ooh, and he was like, I love this movie. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, fired up. Maybe something I missed. No, it's horrible still. What the hell?
Yeah,
that's like one of his favorite movies, and I'm like, what the? How are we related? So, but yeah, I'd say for his dumb action movies, it's definitely a step up, mostly because he is not the driving force of the acting. I'll put it that way. I think he kind of just goes through the motions, and then like everyone else is just like, we got this. We're gonna give it our all.
Yeah, he's hanging out, is what you mean to say.
Yes, exactly. Well, yeah, he's very Vin Diesel at it. Because Vin Diesel attempted to be a serious actor. He's a great director, from what Steven Spielberg says. And I mean, if Steven Spielberg says you're a great director, like, maybe just direct.
That means he's being real nice.
No, Steven Spielberg has like a quote Spielberg. Who did I say? I don't know, whatever. Where he was just like, if Vin Diesel doesn't direct again, it's a crime against humanity or something. Or a crime against cinema. And I was like, what the fuck? Really? All right,
Really?
Yeah, that's how he got his start. He directed himself in a bunch of shorts, and that's like how he got into Hollywood. But obviously, he looks the way he does. He has muscles, and they're just like, nah, just be XXX. And this is better than XXX, I'll say, I guess. At least the third one. I don't know. But anyway, the movie starts off. He is a soldier. For some reason, he is on a mission by himself.
No. He's kind of going rogue. He's not listening to orders. Remember?
Yeah, but he's like, it's like he finds the location he needs to find on his own. Like there's no one next to him, so he's already been rogue for quite some time. I feel like at this point, and they're like, wait for backup. He's like, nah, man. I gotta go Vin D this.
Yeah, he's like,
gotta give him the diesel.
Say, check the fucking credits, asshole. I don't wait for nobody.
I fucking produced this movie as well, so
check the resume.
He busts in. He takes care of some, I'm gonna say, Middle Eastern gentleman probably, and he finds a hostage situation, and he uses some clever talking, would you say, Kevin, where he makes him point to the phone so he can shoot him in the head.
Yeah, he's like in some like just to kind of paint another picture, it's like an Iraqi like Fallujah type, destroyed city type thing. He's not just
very
like
COD4, picture that.
yeah, anything Call of Duty from Night Now. He says, hey man, like you should fucking order a pizza. The dude's like, fuck man, I do it on the internet. So the guy looks at the phone and then he fucking jacks him.
Yeah. And it's just mission success. He's off. He gets home. He does some weird like group chant thing with some soldiers that we never see their faces for. And he's just kind of like walking around real cock of the walk. He walks over to his beautiful wife.
Real 80s action star.
Oh, yeah.
Shit. Yeah, I go in there. I got it done. We got let's rendezvous, boys. We're going home. Hoorah! And they go home, and then his old lady's waiting for him on the tarmac, and he like swoops her up and shit. He's like, "Let's go make babies, baby." And then they're in there.
Gina.
Yeah, and Gina's getting plowed tonight. So that happens, and then you don't really see a lot of the plow. You see a little of the aftermath, because she's real thirsty.
Well, no, they go to Italy. They jet off to Italy after that. And then you get to see Gina's ass, and you're like, okay, I see what he's fighting for. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And then the Gina and him get kidnapped, and they're like, how'd you know where that guy was? And
what? Oh no, the kidnappers ask him. They start interrogating him. They're like,
yeah.
How'd you know where that fucking internet pizza ordering motherfucker was? And he's like, I don't fucking know, man. I'm just like a rabid dog. You let me loose, you point, you click, you shoot, pop, they get vinned. And then he's like, all right, well, maybe you're gonna tell me, well, Gina, come on down. And then of course they got his old lady, and he's
we should mention that he does like the whole psycho killer dance. Like he's wearing, they're in like a freezer. They play. He actually turns on the radio in the song "Psycho Killer."
Yeah.
And he does a little dance, and I was
if
just
you didn't
like,
know it, you know it now after that.
yeah, you do actually. It's stuck in your head now, probably. And then that's when they bring out Gina, and then the best line in the movie, in my opinion, think she can handle 6 inches, or is that too much? And then he ice picks her head, presumably with a 6-inch like ice pick knife thing.
Oh, that was like a wiener joke.
Yeah, it was a wiener joke. Yeah,
that's the best line in the movie.
It ties into possibly the best line in the movie. I'll put it that way. Okay. Well, at least my favorite part, the part that I was just like, why is this in this movie? Why?
It's to keep you distracted. It's a real.
Well, I think it was their
smoke screen.
They're like, we'll do adult humor in our comic book movie. And then he tells the guy that he's dead. He's gonna kill him. He's gonna find him. He's gonna kill him. And then he killed Vin Diesel. And then he wakes up alive and not dead, but he doesn't know who he is. And the beautiful KT, who that's her initials, that's not her name, her initials are KT, which they tell you, is there, and Guy Pearce is there, and they just kind of like walk him through. They introduce him to the crew. They said, you know, you were dead, your body was donated by the military.
Yeah,
but
it's
like, haha, yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah, but like clearly KT has all these cybernetic enhancements. She has something where she can like breathe underwater or something stupid. And then,
she breathes like through her neck. Like she used to be a smoker, like smoking hot, but you know, now through the neck. One guy's blind and he sees through a bunch of cameras, and another guy's got cyber legs, so he can like run real fast. And that's the Outlander guy, and he's a real big dick in this movie. And I was just like, damn, I want to see him be a dickhead more. And he was actually really good as a dickhead. So
so Vin Diesel meets his peers and shit. That they're like, oh, here's your power. So they all have their own little gimmicks, right?
Yeah.
And Guy Pearce is kind of walking them through. He's like, you got the nanobites up in your blood, so you know you get fucking aired out or stabbed, and the nanobites are like, hell no, man. We're going to protect you. We're in your blood. We literally are your blood. Are we? Question mark. And then it can basically regen him, give him strength, run fast, punch hard, all that good stuff. So he's like a super soldier, Captain A-Town style.
Yeah, he's like a weird mix between like as weird as it say like Wolverine, Spawn, because he has like the limitation to his powers that Spawn had in the beginning, early days, and then like you said, Captain America, he's a super soldier, so
right,
and he's just like all those things jammed into Vin Diesel, and so they cut his hand, and he gets to watch as it like hilariously, it's the slowest time in which he regenerates. It takes like 5 minutes of him looking at his hand and be like, holy shit.
He's like, you can get shot, just don't get a fucking paper cut. Am I right, guys? Or was like, LOL, U.S. technology, private sector, fuck you.
Anyway, and then so he's just like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, and he can't sleep. He busts the wall in his bunk, and then he goes to the pool where he sees KT do a beautiful underwater like dance Tai Chi sequence type thing.
Yeah, fucking stupid.
It was super stupid and very long, and he's just like staring, and I'm like, can she see him?
So I don't know. Here's the thing. So everyone has these like aesthetic changes about them, where basically fucking Vin Diesel's guy just has like the Iron Man ring in his chest, right? So you kind of just see his little push button light thing on his chest, and you're like, all right, that's his thing. He says he wears his tank top, and then like, so he's all like, he can't tell what's reality, right? So he's been woken. He can't remember stuff. Everything's kind of cloudy, but he's kind of just feeling it. Like, this part was super annoying to me because he doesn't sell anything. He just kind of hangs out and has that still blank look on his face. He's not conflicted. He's not like searching for answers. There's no cold sweats. There's no just like, shit, I feel like there's a piece of me missing. Why am I struggling with this?
Yeah, he's just like, oh, is someone waiting for me at home? And they're like, well, your body's donated, so no. And he just kind of accepts it, moves on. He's just like, okay.
Yeah, like so they're just like,
whatever.
dude, you got aired out. There's no one. There is no home. Whatever. We can tell you whatever because the military basically sold your body to us. So fuck you. And he's kind of like, yeah, okay. I was just like, what?
Yeah, he just really goes to. I mean, granted, KT is banging, so he might be a little like mini Bloodshot, might be a little Bloodshot, and he's just like, I can't think very good. I got no blood. Like, the nanites are all down there, dude. They're all down there.
And that's what makes him so like stupid. Where you're just like, you're so stupid right now. Like, like she's hot, but I'm not waking up at 12 in the morning, walking around this compound that I don't know where the hell I'm at, just to watch some chick float around in the water. I'm like, yeah, your power sucks. Like, what are you used for? You're like a super Navy SEAL or something? We just kind of throw you in the ocean.
Later on, when she did her thing, I was like, what the fuck? Where'd this come from? When was this established with her character?
I don't remember her doing a thing. There's only two things I remember. One, her looking hot, and then her standing outside of a building. I'm just like, what?
Yeah, that's the part I'm talking about. The building part where she lays out all those guys in like 10 seconds flat.
Yeah, I guess if you're just a part of this little clique, you're just a killing machine. You're
Black Ops, like
lethal fucking weapons, private sector.
Yeah.
So they're kind of,
and then that's where I go. This is just Vin Diesel phoning it in. I mean, he might be producing it, but the guy does not care. Like, he's said this as many times with all of his movies. He does not care. He just shows up for paychecks. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to further the craft. Everyone just wants me to be this one thing, so I'm just gonna be that one thing. But I'm not gonna care when I do it.
Yeah, which is fine if that's your approach and that's what you want to do with it. But like, you're not helping the product that you're kind of producing and stuff. You're just looking for back end or whatever. But it's like, does that constitute you being a movie star? You're just like a dude, right? Like, you're not like a star, because the time that the movie was out, it would have crushed the box office. Fast and the Furious is bigger, since that's the hugest, quote unquote, no pun intended, vehicle for him. Like, you can plug almost any asshole into that. Look at The Rock and stuff. And that the franchise is bigger than who's in it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's just like anything else. It's just huge. But when
then that's why it just keeps adding stars. Every new movie, they're just like, okay, we're adding Charlize Theron now. Okay, we're adding Jason Statham. Okay, now they're doing a spinoff. Whatever,
Exactly, because like, if you start plugging those people in, like, the franchise is bigger. Because if Vin Diesel was this massive star that everyone thinks he is, this would have crushed it the days that it was available. The Witch movie Hunter would have just destroyed box office. You know what I mean? But no one's looking for him. They want him in those said roles, like Pitch Black 2 or fucking 3. I get them confused with the games on which one they're on. But like, those aren't like
they did 3 of them.
Yeah, they're not Magnus Opus. They're not crushing the box office. They're probably making their money back and doing probably pretty killer overseas. And that's kind of it. He's not that guy. Like, I don't hate the dude, but he's not that guy,
Yeah.
No one's fucking spending $25 to go with a movie ticket to go see him opening weekend. They're just not.
Yeah. No, I mean, this movie was honestly coming out at the perfect time, because there was just kind of nothing else.
Right.
Like Marvel, everyone was on a break, everyone was on a fucking break. And so it was at the perfect point in the cycle, and it would have been just fine because of that. But like, if you release this in July, nah.
No summertime, no holidays. Like, yeah, it kind of struck at a right time, but the product overall, I know it doesn't have this multi-tier budget. It's not from the House of the Mouse, so it's not going to get all this. They set the standard for comic book superhero movies, and they've kind of ruined it, where if you're not on this echelon, nothing else can compete, or it almost gets looked down upon by viewers or the audience or hardcores or whatever.
Yeah, so they're just like, why didn't it do this and that? And I'm like, well, that's because that would be boring if every superhero movie did that, right?
Well, yeah, like, it's like, it's not going to have the same formulas and stuff. And if it did, like Marvel and the Disney, they've already ruined that formula, and they've ground it into your brains and grinded into your brains. And if the comic book movie doesn't do that, it's automatically bad, or it fails, or whatever. Yeah, but this just wasn't interesting when it could have been. This could have been, if it was me, they should have just took as much comic book as they could and turned it into like an 80s action movie. Not with the camp. Don't go trying to be initially campy, but just make it just hardcore. But there's flashes of that because I think there's some good set pieces that it uses. But as we go on, he keeps struggling. They triggered this thought process in his head by playing the Psycho Killer song, so that he's just like, oh, my love, she's been killed. I gotta find out. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, I gotta go find this guy that who's a great actor. Actually, I like him a lot. I forget his name. I want to say it's this guy, but yeah, it's just like whenever I see this guy, I'm like, oh man, he could just be so much like better because he's actually got a little bit of wit to him and stuff. And so he goes and he has a truck all of a sudden, Kevin, just like an old Chevy pickup truck.
Yeah, I have a couple myself.
Yeah, I mean, I do. When I just wake up from being dead, I just know which truck is mine. And he just takes off and he starts accessing the database to track this guy down. He tracks him down
the nanites are doing that.
Yeah, the nanites are doing it. Like he's like, do this, nanites, and they're just like, yeah, we'll go access this shit.
And then Guy Pearce is like, bro, where the fuck are you going?
You gotta come back. Don't do it.
He's like, no, partake on my bloodshot dick. I'm gonna go fucking get that ass. I gotta get revenge on my fucking wife's murderer because it's all so clear to me now.
Yeah. Pretty cool action sequence in a tunnel. Waste of flour though, because flour's flammable.
Okay.
For the movie. For the movie,
I kind of like the idea of that set piece of being in the tunnel with the flour. It's going to give you a little traditional Bloodshot look if they play it right at the end, and they kind of did.
Which I'm going to just go ahead and say right now, Kevin, I was kind of aggravated that when he's like supercharging and about to die, that's when he turns like the pigmentless, like the what they call it, the albino white, because I mean that's just like the staple of what Bloodshot looks like, and that's why he's kind of like creepy and intimidating at the same time.
Yeah, that's like almost that ghostly like figure, and like I thought that was lazy because I was like, dude, that's going to set him apart and make people go, oh, that's sick. And it takes like a 5 seconds, a throwaway line to explain. He's like, hey man, when you hit fucking critical mass, you're going to look like this, and the audience could be like, oh, I get that, because the guy with the glasses told me. You know what I mean? And I would have been like, that's sick, because you could have had him like coming out of that flour, and you think it's the flour for a second, but you're like, oh shit, he's gonna throw motherfuckers through cars. Oh, and like they kind of almost did it, but they just couldn't commit to it. Like I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there was other reasons. They just do it
like kind of at the end. I'm sure it was like Vin Diesel was like, no, I need to be recognizable as me or whatever, which is why I was so against his casting.
But that's so stupid. We already know it's you, motherfucker. We've seen you. You're bored us to tears for 30 minutes. Let's see you do some Vin Diesel shit, like some fucking Bloodshot shit.
Could have been a studio thing too, but they're like, no. People need to see that we paid Vin Diesel money, and it's like, listen, Sony, you got one foot in the grave on the movie side. Like, maybe take some chances,
Yeah, like just. But like that was my part. Like that was kind of like I almost liked the tunnel, but the way they shot it and they were in there for so long, you kind of lost what they were doing, and it felt like it was just on a black set where they just had the lights controlling everything. And I was like, well, I can't. And I've lost the fact that you're in a tunnel and the emergency lights on this tunnel haven't really kicked on, and it wouldn't be pitch black like this. But I want to enjoy what you're doing here. But it's just so. It's so removed, and it could have been so much cooler that I just got annoyed with it.
And the crazy part is, this is almost half the movie.
Yeah, this is like the first proper action scene, like roughly about 40, 45 minutes in or something like that.
Yeah. And it's like, oh.
Listen, I know you don't have a huge budget, so you can't go blowing shit up left, right, and center. I mean, your finale is pretty much all in a computer, done CG. And you're, just to move on with it, like, so he takes this guy out. He kills random mercenary guys, different kinds of ways. Nothing really to.
There's some very John Wick moments for sure. Like,
but not
inspired by John Wick.
Not shot to the potential of them. You know what I mean? It's not choreographed as well. You can see like flashes of it. Where
I saw like they straight up took a shot, or like I guess in the second action sequence where. He shoots a guy in the foot, and the guy is like, ducks out, and he shoots him in the head. I was just like, oh, that was just like John Wick 1.
Yeah, like nothing to that care that the cinematography and the choreographing of John Wick.
Oh no, I'm just saying they did their best effort at stealing it. So
yeah, it's almost like that's the norm now. When you have a gunfight, you can't just headshot everybody. You got to like break them down, fucking bit by bit.
And he's back to base, you know.
But yeah, he's back to base.
They send him. They say he takes a truck and he drives to some like a airport, like plane strip just out in the middle of nowhere. Somewhere.
Yeah, on the tarmac, they torch the Jeep that he's in, and the Rogue 3 of KT, other dude pick him up, fucking runner and camera. They pick them up, and then he just kind of like resets, literally. Like they kind of do it all over again. They're just like, hey, man.
Yeah, and that's where I found, because that's where I had the trouble knowing the storyline. So I'm just going to break it down real quick, Kevin. So in the comic book, a very, very creative, 6-issue arc in which they show you that he's just being used over and over. Like they just paint a different bad guy for him to go get, and then he's motivated because his family died. And then the comic book, sometimes they switch around the family, sometimes it's just a wife, sometimes the kids, whatever.
From that said bad guy. So they kind of instill this memory or thought in his head, like, hey, Bloodshot, looks like this dude killed your wife. Better go get him. Point and click. Rough. Go get him, doggy. And then he comes back. Hey, Master, I killed him. Hey, man, remember that time that guy killed your wife? He's like, yeah, it was this guy. And he's just like, oh, there's that guy. And he goes to kill him.
Yeah. So they're just overriding his memories. And so when we got to that 40-minute mark and I knew we were still going to do this at least one more time, that's when I kind of had some concerns about if the movie was going to be able to stick any sort of landing that was worth it.
No.
Because I was like, oh, man.
That's the thing,
we got to do this all over again. I was like, I'm real annoyed, like Runner Guy's annoyance. I was like, man, when he was like the second time, he was like, this fucking guy. I was just like, I know, right? This fucking guy.
Right, because the whole team knows that he's getting reset, except for Bloodshot's just real aloof to it all because, i.e., he's getting reset. And the Runner guy is just like, fuck this dude. And you're kind of like, yeah, man, fuck it. I like the camera guy. I think his fucking power's sick as fuck.
Yeah.
I love the way it's portrayed.
Where he kind of like paralyzed him or whatever, and you could see all the gum under the table. I thought that was a nice touch of like, this is how many times we've fucking done this.
Yeah.
Getting real tired of your shit, But it just wasn't clear enough to why he hated him so much, other than him being like the golden child,
That's the thing I hated, because the only real antagonist in there is kind of like his core team. I have basically Runner guy, the camera guy, not so much. And then, of course, the Guy Pearce dude. There was really no like other opposition. So the initial confrontation with the Runner dude is kind of like the Runner dude just comes off like a brat dickhead. And you're just kind of like, what's your? And then it's almost like
he does it well, but you're like, what's your motivation though?
No, exactly.
It's believable, but why?
His performance is fine. It's just his reasoning and motivation is just kind of lost on the audience. Like, it's like he gets it, but no one will tell us why. Like, did he fucking piss in your coffee? Did he fuck your mom? Like, bro, what up? Like, but he's just kind of like, you're the Bloodshot. He's not even the fucking leader. He's just like a dude. Like, who cares? Are you sad you got to like re-jump his system? Does he got a bigger dick than you? What's the fucking why? Why do you care?
And I get it. It's like, oh, you're going through this over and over and over. I don't know. Maybe don't work for an evil organization then.
I don't know, bro.
What to tell you.
Fuck you. I work a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. I go through it over and over too. Fuck you. At least you got cool little legs. You run like the Flash. Fuck you. Like, that's the thing where it's like, at least like maybe if Runner maybe loved KT and he doesn't like the way KT's always got to kind of romantically kind of manipulate him to soothe him to get him to do these things. You know what I mean? Something.
Yeah, anything.
I would have
bet. Like the bullshit. I tried to attempt that like in the third act, and I was like, really?
See,
like,
I don't think so.
We're so far past that. When he kind of was just like, hey, and she was just like, fuck you, you stupid asshole, and he's just like, all right.
No, I think you've seen so many movies, you're kind of just trying to fill in these holes in your mind yourself.
I'm just saying it was the vaguest attempt. Or at least he was showing interest. Not that necessarily that she had interest, is that he was like,
No, I totally,
I'm acknowledging you're a beautiful, attractive woman.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I don't think that was their plan at all. I think it was just so poorly thrown together where you're just like, I think that would happen because that's what I would do. Help me, movie.
Yeah.
Movie's like, I don't know, dude.
Well, like I said, it's so far past any established character development, you know.
Yeah, there is none. It's just like here's things.
If anything, he's kind of coming off rapey, if anything, you know.
Yeah,
so.
well, yeah.
But yeah, so then he gets rebooted, Vin Diesel. But they never call Bloodshot, they just call him Ray over and over and over again. Like, this motherfucker can't be called anything cool. Ray. Yeah, that's the coolest name. But he gets rebooted, and we see how they kind of alter the shit. The programmer guy, they make fun of him for the 6-inch line. That's my favorite line, when he's just like, what, it's not? Like he's just stunned that like a 6-inch penis isn't like the biggest penis on the face of the planet.
Man, you really love those dick jokes. Like, anytime
it stood out because of how awkward it was. I was just like, whoa, just like sledgehammer the fucking pacing right now for this guy learning that 6 inches isn't too long. Like, what the fuck? It was just weird to me.
It was just like they wanted this real like kooky banter between like the bad guys. So you're just kind of like, do I like them less because they're unfunny? Like, is this the improv?
Yeah.
Is this whose line is it anyway?
Season 16, the bad one.
Everyone was like, ooh, debatable. I'll give you.
No, they're on season 16. It's still going on.
So I'm saying like but the joke was they're all bad.
Yeah.
So.
No. I mean, that's wrong, but that's fine, you know. And then he talks, you know, the same programmer guy talks about getting enhanced, and I was like, what the fuck? And it's like very obviously in reference to his penis, like he wants a robo dick. And
yeah, like, man, we get it. The Bloodshot is dick shot. It's just dick jokes. It's just it's a fucking 2-hour dick joke.
Those three. It's just those three, and they stand out because of how awkwardly they are placed. But yeah, then we go through and he's off to the races again. He's triggered, and thankfully they speed this up a little bit. We still go through a lot of the same rigmarole, and he's off in his truck one more time, and he finds the guy in the compound, and they're like, oh, he's here. He's like, give me the fucking Wiggins. Give me Wiggins. And then Wiggins is just some computer nerd. And he's just like, yeah, this is the thing. You gotta charge it and then hit the button. And so, yeah, of course,
horrible description. Actually, if anyone was trying to follow along,
what are you talking about? That's basically what happened.
Here's the thing and a thing. So Wiggins has this device that can basically block the nanobytes and shit inside Bloodshot to turn them off. And you're like, wow, why does he know or know anything about this technology? Because the big boss guy's like, hey, I told you to work on this because I knew this dude was coming for me, because Guy Pearce is a real penis and he hates everybody that used to work for him. Wait a minute.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, Guy Pearce is just making Bloodshot his lapdog to go kill his rival dickheads that he used to fuck around with. And now he's just like, no one would be left but me. I'm the king of technology. Fuck everyone. They used to fuck them. And you're like, were you one of the James Bonds? He's like, no, I was the Bobito guy. I was like, oh, I remember that 25 years ago.
Where's the remake?
And so the Wiggins dude's just like, oh, man, I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. Let me look out for number one, which is Wiggins. So Wiggins talks to himself for more atrocious comedy stylings. Yeah. And he basically gives him the blocker. He's like, yo, hit this. Bloodshot's going to come in here, rush your spot. You're going to hit this. It's going to turn him off like a fucking light switch. And the dude's like, fucking bruv, I get it. And then Bloodshot comes in there, and then I was totally fine with, and I wished, and I thought it was going to go this way. It was going to be like Terminator 1, where, how sad I have to say that, Terminator 1, the good one, where you just kind of see the T-800. He's like, I'll be back, and he just starts killing cops, but you don't see him kill the cops. You just count how many gunshots are going off. You assume it goes off. He's hitting them. You know what I mean? Like, They kind of want to do that, but then they do it through this weird, like, fucking electric kind of like GPS, Google Maps, fucking heat sensor shit. Like, I'm like, how do you have access to this? Like, but and then you kind of see quick cuts of Bloodshot, like getting shot, not giving a fuck. And for being a soldier, dude, like he just walks into every bullet fired at him. I'm like, bro, I'm like, do something tactical, do something cool.
Like the first one to play possum, fine, I'll give you that one.
You're right.
But then everything after that, I'm like, no. I mean, it's just so they could do the gimmick, you know. And that's the part that's annoying. It was very much like Wolverine, where in all the Wolverine movies, he just gets gunned down, and then he's just like, all right, now I jump around for 15 fucking minutes with the claws out, and you're just like, God, could you just like, if you've been shot enough and you know that it still hurts and sucks, like, don't do it again. Like, but here's the thing, smarter. Dude.
They're like blowing the top of his head off and shit. I'm just like, all right. And the nanos are fixing him, right? But I'm like, dude, you're showing me no super soldier, like military tactic. You're just kind of walking in there like a fucking T-800 and just getting shot and giving no fucks. And it wasn't like every time he got shot, they were just like, hey, check it out, slow motion. Remember when it blew off his face and his face came back? We're doing that every chance we get. They didn't do any of that. So I was like, then why are you having him acting like a shithead, just walking in there like he's it was so uninteresting.
I think they were trying to Brandon Liam. They're like, sneak a real bullet in.
Oh, dude. That was, that wasn't a real bullet that killed him. That was just a...
Oh, no. It was a poorly packed blank that killed him.
Yeah, and it just discharged too. Oh, my God. I can't believe me.
That's where we're going to get hung up anyway. Yeah. So... Bloodshot goes in, he kills everyone, he kills the guy, even though the guy's like, hey man, they're just using you. This isn't, the memory's false. Like, he just lays it all out. He's just
the bad guy's
false,
like,
you're being used.
Here's the movie. Bloodshot's like, what movie?
He's just like, I don't know, Gina. He yells Gina a lot. Like,
right before Beard Batty was gonna spill the beans. Of course, Bloodshot just fucking murks him. You're just like, okay. Cool.
And then all of a sudden the EMP goes off, even though the guy's dead and can't press the button. That's because Wiggins was looking out for Wiggins, like Kevin said, and he had the button the whole time. And so now he's just like, all right,
dastardly.
Cool. Let me just go get Bloodshot and
wake up, Bloodshot.
Yeah, he's like, I blocked him, and then he re-explains the movie to him. And then of course, Bloodshot is Ray Bloodshot, Mr. Bloodshot, if you will.
He's like, I don't give a fuck, dude. We know it's Bloodshot. Please stop calling him.
He's just like, those guys, I gotta go find Gina. Like, that was his first thing. He was just like, all right, I'm gonna leave you here. You figure out how to keep blocking them, without me present, because I assume you would probably need me to be present in order to figure out how to block their control of me. But
no,
whatever. And then he goes and he finds Gina.
Oh, remember he had like a vial of nanobite piss or whatever, and he was like, "Wow, bruv, ain't seen nothing like this, mate." Oh, that was Australian.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing about this guy's bad British accent is it really bounces around from like Cockney to just like James Bond TV villain, like the James Bond Jr.
version. Now we're talking.
Yeah. Like, it's all over the place, I mean, at least he has some sort of accent throughout the entire film. None of it is good, though. But yeah, he somehow cuts it. He's just like, here's some nanos, like, take this bottle. They don't want to come back to my body or anything. Have fun.
So basically this billion-dollar future tech is real accessible to anyone that has, like, a fucking MIT degree. They can just be like, hey, I'm a super sleuthing nerd. Let me see some of that.
Well... And as we learned, the small penis programmer used some of this guy's open source code in program. I was just like, oh man, you never use open source on a private sector black ops mission. Come on, that's like rule number. Did you see Antitrust? You don't do that.
Boo.
Bill Gates is the bad guy.
Boo.
Boo. Ryan Felipe's career really went downhill after that.
Felipe. Ryan Felipe?
Philippe?
Yeah, Philip.
Felipe.
Everyone's like, who's that? Boo.
Cheated on Reese Witherspoon with the nane. So, whatever you want to call him.
Wait, him and Reese Witherspoon did the nane?
Yeah, they got married.
Oh, the nane.
They had the cruel intentions, connections. No. They had like two kids
at their wedding. Their two kids are named Nene.
No, I mean maybe, possibly. They seem like tasteless hacks. But no, he slept with the nanny, and then they got divorced.
Oh, the nanny.
Yeah, the nanny.
I thought you said he hit the nay-nay.
Nanny. No, I was trying to do it, all fresh and fly. I was wondering where you're getting the nay-nay from. I was like,
oh, okay.
Nay-nay? I was just rolling with it because, whatever. I was like, yeah, maybe they are named nay-nay. Nay-nay and
I think he plays for the Wizards now.
I mean, I think he should probably retire. So
people are like, fuck sports.
Yeah, boo. Nerd paradise, no jocks. But
where's that show? I'm gonna do a web show called Nerd Paradise / No Jocks, and then my balls and dick are just gonna be flopping around. I said no jocks. You weren't ready.
You weren't ready. You know what type of jocks I was talking about. Can't find one anymore. They don't sell clothing.
Yeah.
And so he's off to find Gina. He finds her. He tries to,
she's like, "Where's the pizza I ordered?"
Yeah,
another pizza joke in this.
Hey Ray, what you doing, man? And he's just like, "Oh baby, give me some of that sweet, sweet ass." And she's like, "Whoa, brosa, we broke up, man." Like.
You know what? And it really wasn't a good reason on the break. I was like, what happened? Did he just love killing more than he loved you? Was he always gone away? Did he cheat on you? She was like, nah, man, we're done. So I was like, dude, Ray, you're falling a little hard for her. And I'm not really getting a lot of what happened, man. Like, where's the drama? He's just like, yeah, you don't come around no more, Ray. And then you hear, mama. And I was like, of course she has a little turd, Ray. You fucked up.
And then at first he's just like, is that my kid?
Yeah.
And the age is kind of, she's like, I haven't seen you for 5 years. And the kid's like totally 5. And you're just like, oh.
Yeah. And then the kid showed up and she was wearing a wife beater and ball too. She was like, mama, is this my daddy?
Shaving her head with some fucking motor oil. Just like.
She was all albino white with the red circle on her chest. And she was like,
which would have been dope because in the Bloodshot comic book, that's how he breaks through is the nanites talk to him as children. Like his supposed dead children, and you're just like, oh, that would have been a great homage.
That's what I was waiting for. Because for half a second, I was like, is this for real, or is he just still under, or is he like asleep at the wheel, or like
I was hoping that the nanites were like, hey man, now we're gonna talk to you, and
that's what I was waiting for. And I thought,
no,
I thought because it was so casually done, the way. Like Gina, she's like, dude, what are you doing here? Like he got the wrong fucking house. Like he was delivering a package wrong door, Yeah,
he was like, but I always come home. I was like, you're really banking on that line.
I always come home to mama.
No one cares, okay? And obviously you didn't at some point. So
let's see that raggedy poo-da-da.
Yeah. And then she's like, go find your brother. And that's when I was just like, oh no, you see, Vin, you couldn't have had 2. You couldn't have had 2. You're gone for 5 years. That one's 5. How'd the younger one come about?
You got weak swimmers. You ain't pumping out the fucking twinsies.
Yeah, no, you ain't. And she's like, go find dad. Why do you keep showing up, kid? Interrupting our fucking adult conversation. Just like a real child, actually. So get the fuck out of here with that realism. This is a movie.
Everyone's like, boo, children.
Yeah, I was really just like, come on, no. Don't do that.
This Lifetime movie, or are we still Bloodshot and shit? What's up?
What's up? Then he's just
casual viewer.
I'm just real sad. I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, he was like, I just thought I'd swing by it if you were busy or in love or having a kid with someone else or anything. I thought we could just pick up the pieces again, even though you thought I was dead for a couple. Body got sold to the military. I got a nano dick. What's up? Why don't you call me?
What's that last part? Nano dick? All right. Hey, Bill, I'm gonna go out for a little while.
Nano dick.
Watch the fucking kids. I gotta try out some. With the women, it's wine. You know what? I'm going to go bang him. That's what I'm going to do. Dick.
Babe, he said it was a nano dick. That means small. Remember the nano shuffle from the iPod? That was small as shit. She's like, oh, you're right.
Save some for me.
Oh, and these aren't your ghost babies, Vin Diesel, so you could have a cool thing from the comic. That's not them. These are like real babies. But they're not babies. She's like 18, 5? I don't know. She's a child.
She's a child. It's not mine. That's all I know. I get to go home and sleep at night.
She has all her hair, and she kind of hates wife beater shirts. So she's not yours.
He's like, but this is my best wife beater.
Yeah, she won't be caught dead in a truck. She hates pickups, so it's not your kid.
How do you keep finding pickups, Vin?
That's
like
all we
everywhere
know. That's all we know about you. That's
like
all we know.
everywhere
That's all we know about you.
And then so he's leaving all droopy dick, just real sad. And that's when Jimmy Dalton and I think is Martin Axe, they all have wicked names.
Yeah, the camera and the speedster guy show. This action scene, this quote unquote chase scene, I didn't mind this. I thought it was kind of fun.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, they're just like plowing through shit. He's running really fast. He's driving really fast. I mean, he's controlling drones. It was a very clever use of their abilities, and it showcased them quite well. I wish it wasn't damn near the end of the movie when we got to this point, but happy it happened at some point.
Dude, yeah, legit forgot they were in the movie because it cuts back to them. Bloodshot's back on the board. We got him back online. He's back online. Go get him, boys. And they just fucking suit up. It's kind of cool. They're suiting up. I'm like, oh, dude, this dude's got some dope running shoes on. Like, everyone looks kind of cool. I'm like, oh, go fuck him up, fellas. And then they go out. I'm like, one's got a fucking dirt bike. He's like, this is 250cc. Fuck this shit. And you're like, oh, this is exciting. And then
he's loud with it. He's just like, yeah, fuck your noise ordinance. Yeah.
And the way they made them interact, it was almost like, hey, these guys are like a team. They're playing off of each other. He's got the drones and he's shooting the cameras off his vest and he can see whole like 360 around him and shit. And he's just like, yo, he's like, take a left, take a right. And the fucking legs is just running through it like the Flash jumping over shit. I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is kind of cool.
Yeah, it made you wonder why the fuck they needed Bloodshot, because it seemed like they were very capable at getting the job done.
Well, Bloodshot is
very capable.
He would be like the tank in the group, right? And that's what you would think, that they're so well-rounded. But then when you see Bloodshot in the house part where he jacks that second guy in the house, and he's such a stupid walking idiot going through everything. I'm like, why are you here? You have no tactical advantage except for you're a bullet sponge. Fuck you. I hate this. This is boring.
They just don't even try to like put them as a team before that. They're just like, no, just do false memories, And like, I wanted them to just like in a better movie version, have them team up on the first mission, and then maybe the guy gets away and he's just like, oh, fuck this, I'll do this on my own or something. Like, that would have been fine, a little more believable of like why they don't like each other, because then it's like, man, he doesn't work well as a team and he's always just going off his own, whatever,
Even better, even more audience friendly. They used to run groups. That's why he got his legs the way he did, and that's why he lost his fucking eyes, because Bloodshot ran a fucking tour wrong. And then, you know what I mean? That's so basic, and everyone would be like, yeah, I get it. And he's like, this is fucking part of your platoon. And then the other guy remembers, he's like, yeah, man, you let us in there. You couldn't fucking wait for anybody. You had to go in there gun-ho like you did in the beginning, and we got fucking knocked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd been great. Like, and have them be in the memory. And he's just like, oh, shit, guys, you made it. And they're just like, yeah, fuck you, man. I got no eyes. He's got no legs. She can't breathe normal.
Yeah, that would have gave everybody the motivation to kind of be like, fuck this Bloodshot guy. And then the fucking legs would have been like, fuck this Bloodshot guy, dude. I'm the way I am because of you, because you always have to be a hero, and you're still a hero, even though they keep resetting you over, even though you're a fucking puppet. I just fucking hate you. Like, that would have been a nice, tightly, I mean, it
would have been super easy, too. I mean, you got all the people there.
But
how
I get it.
hard is that to explain again?
Yeah, because you didn't go comic book authentic as hard as you could, so it's just like, make the movie version. We all know it's not going to be panel for panel and shit, so you're going to be like, I think
that's the problem, is this movie is very safe. It's not trying to be for the hardcores, and it's not trying to chase the Marvel formula. So it's just like, is this safe enough, guys? And it was just like, you're too safe, safe. You should have taken more chances and not just like borrowed from Jason Bourne and fucking John Wick and then been like, but in a comic book movie,
I just think it like I said, I think it should have been more of an 80s action movie where it was just a tight action movie with cool little moments. And like I said, the alleyway and the chase scene was the only really cool one. And then the finale is kind of like, hey, it's your finale. Who cares? You're always going to do something crazy. It was super boring, the finale, but so the battle kind of ends up, they're in a building, they're still playing the whole cat and mouse thing. There's a whole elevator shaft. You're skipping the KT part though. That happens at some point. Now it's somewhat important because
Wiggins has somehow got a security detail. He's holed up in a hotel, a fancy hotel. This has all just happened, between the chasing. Somehow Vin Diesel left, saw Gina, got chased, and he went to a different country and got a hotel and just waited for them to come get him. KT is sent. Guy Pearce cuts off her breathing. He's like, I do it as a sign of respect. Don't make me force you. And so she's like, fuck it, whatever, And then she comes back and she's like, oh, he got away. And you're like, no, he didn't. You got him. What the fuck? I know what you're gonna do, but what the fuck? How do they not know that you got him? They have eyes in the sky. What the hell's going on here?
Mm.
And then, and so they got Vin Diesel back, and then he wakes up. He's out of their control. Wiggins is in a van in the basement, just doing Wiggins things. And then, and then the action sequence starts, and you're just like, okay. She helps him break free from the programming, risk life and limb for him. And then, then the elevator scene where they fight on the elevator. And for some reason, Legs McGee gets the robo arms, which was from the comic book, but it was still weird that they just brought that up. At that point, I was like, oh, really? You saved that for now? Okay, whatever.
No, you could tell that they were cherry picking things they wanted to kind of include. If we do it, we for sure got to have this. We got to have that. I thought the KT and Wiggins thing, I thought that he was going to give up location of Bloodshot or something like that. That's why he had the security detail, and they were going to bring him in. And then KT was like, oh, heck nah. I'm smoking and kicking people. Wasn't that? I thought that's what it was, right?
No, it was his security detail.
The Wiggins guy?
Yeah.
Oh, that was lost on me then, I guess.
Yeah, because if it was their security detail, they'd just be like, here, I'm here for the package. Instead, they're just no, they go through a whole, honeypot thing. And she's like, hey, do you have a smoke? And
yeah, but wait, why would she take his guys out? What did she just go, hey, motherfucker, I know you got Bloodshot, let's go?
Again, good question, Kevin. But you're trying to explain more of the movie than the movie tried to explain.
Yeah, because that didn't make sense to me. So I was like, oh,
no,
maybe...
it doesn't. It doesn't make sense. That's why I brought it up, because I was like, what the fuck? Why did this happen?
I did the thing where I'm just trying to fill in the blanks in my brain to be like, oh, they must be going to pick him up, but KT wants to break away because she's low key working with the Diesel.
No, because she's like, no, he got away. I mean, if it's their security detail, they know he's not getting away. He's just
there must have been something cut out, because I thought because when she
for sure,
when Guy Pearce punks her and she's kind of the whole time KT's like, I don't want to do this anymore. This isn't fair. We shouldn't be doing this to him. She's kind of bucking the whole fucking trend.
He's a real human boy.
Yeah. So that's why I was just like, oh, maybe she's had enough and she's going to use Wiggins. And I was like, oh. No, movie was like, I don't know, man. Fuck you.
Movie was like, I gotta get this shit done. Okay, we gotta cut. You gotta watch him fall apart a whole bunch and turn pale white. Okay, you want to see that? You want to see him turn bloodshot? I didn't see the mobile home at the end. Huh?
I didn't hate the fight in the elevator. I thought Legs and he had some cool moves. He did that fucking flash kick off his chest and stuff like that. And they were kind of doing when they were doing the tandem moves, I was like, hey man, these guys are a unit. This is fucking cool.
Yeah. It was just too little too late. And
no, yeah, exactly.
And that elevator fell for forever. I was just like, what the fuck?
Oh, it was a real video game. Here's a 20-minute elevator fall. And
but then Legs betrays the guy and tries to kill both of them. Doesn't succeed. And I was just like, why'd you that guy was useful.
Yeah, why did you wait till if Bloodshot was fucked up and defeated, then you turned to your buddy and shot him? But what did he do to you? What?
Yeah, it was just no further motivation. Establishing that he was a dick for no apparent reason.
It was but then Bloodshot's running out of nano juice, and when the nano juice hits zero, roll Spanish, he's susceptible to death, right?
Yeah, he'll blow up basically.
Yeah. So. And what a failsafe.
Yeah. Which I was just like, guy in the comic book, he just had to eat a lot of red meat. That was it. He was just like, oh, I'm craving steak, raw the better. Just give me a cow.
He's the reason our planet's in the shape it's in.
Yeah, pretty much. He's like, give me a side of that and that. You know what? Is this just a zoo I'm eating it through? It is.
Hey, how about you eat and shut the fuck up? Because it's hard to watch both and listen to both. You smacking, you talking, you're not funny. your movie sucks.
He's like, but I'm Ray Bloodshot, man.
Yeah, we know.
Got my name on the back.
You won't stop reminding us.
And then Guy Pearce is like, all right, I'm out of here. Like, even though we have this mega corporation, we only had like 2 useful guys. He killed them. I'm leaving. But he can still see how many like nanites are left in them. And he's just like, ooh, is that 1%? So he shoots like a missile at him or something, like a grenade or something.
Yeah, like was that a grenade launcher or something like that?
Something like it's like an RPG or some shit. He's just like, "Bakapo, motherfucker!" And then Vin Diesel just goes back together one more time, and he's just like, "Don't make me do this!" And he's just like, "Nah, fuck you, dude. I'm taking us both to hell in a handbasket," and explodes. But they,
but JK, he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. He's in the world's weirdest mobile home. It's very chic and modern on the inside. And Wiggins is there.
I thought it was a camper. I thought they were
camper. Yeah,
because it was hooked up to like a truck, his truck. Yeah. That pickup. That never dies.
The pickup that never dies and will never run out of gas. And then he goes and shares a friendly moment with KT watching the sunset. Like there's no romantic tension anymore in the film. It's just like 2 buddies saying hi, watching the sunset.
Dude, I got no romantic tension from them. At
least but it seemed like they're pretending, at least. Like she was just like, can't do this to him. And he was like, yeah, that pool shit was lit.
No, I think it was the humanity part. You're getting confused. Like when people want to treat you with like humanity, they're not interested in you as romantically. Like when
I get it.
When people go, excuse me, sir, that means they want to fuck you.
She was wearing a midriff the entire movie for the most part.
Yeah, because she's.
Don't tell me that wasn't just like default romantic interest, you know?
What? I don't know what movie you saw.
And then they just like 3 of them drive off in the camper with like Wiggins making some, I don't know, failed attempts at British humor. So.
Yeah, man, that's the crew now. That's the posse. They're gonna posse up.
That is the posse. And that
you would have been sweet if Ninjak would have came out of the trees and sliced the camper in half. It'd have been like, Bloodshot, fuck you, my man.
Yeah, he's like, there's more to you down, weapon. Yeah, I mean any sort of cameo, other than just like the only other reference was the Project Rising spirit or whatever, which plays a dominating role throughout all of Valiant comics as storylines because they're just like the giant corrupt, secret organization / publicly traded / we control the world. But that was it. There was like no other references, not really world building. It was they were like, just do the Iron Man thing where he's the Bloodshot at the end, and then we'll worry about the rest when we get there.
Here's some words you might know, faithful comic book reader.
Yeah.
That'd have been sick though. And then Ninjak after he slices the camper, and then like XO just moves the sun to the side, going, "Hey man, don't come to space. I got that shit on lock." Everybody's just like, "Whoa!"
Like, there's just so much you could have done. Like, save the Harbinger connection, because then you could do the Harbinger Wars where he shows up and he's just like, "Yeah, I used to fucking get you kids," and they're all like scared of him and shit. Save that. But yeah, you definitely could have had Ninjak show up. You could have had XO even show up. Just have him floating. Like, just have Diesel hit the brakes on the car. He's just like, who the fuck is that? And you just see XO floating in the sky. He's just like, you and I, unfinished business. And he's just like, what? And that's it. That's all you had to tease. That alone would have made me cream my fucking pants for the entire movie. But instead, it was just like a weird 90s movie ending of just like, all right, now we just drive off and we got a fucking mobile home camper. We're gonna
see you in Bloodshot USA.
Yeah, I was like,
see you at Bloodshot Rising Spirit.
We're just doing the Bloodshot, and it was very much like Punisher wannabe of like, this is my crew. We're gonna go kill the mafia. And it's like
everybody's like, what?
Like, I don't think the mafia is doing anything anymore. He's like, well, we're gonna kill them. We'll be the ones.
We're gonna junior mafia. Everybody's like, what?
Gonna make it topical. We'll do the Russian mafia there. Yeah.
Gosh. Yeah. Everyone's like, get over Russia. This sucks.
this sucks already. He's like, well, we're doing it. We're done it. That's the sequel.
Or he could have like had a scary dream, and the Shadow Man could have been like coming out of shadows, like, "Hey, dude, when's my movie coming?" Everybody's like, "What?"
I'm the one that didn't get right with the reboot. Remember that? It's pretty rough.
Yeah, and then
pretty rough.
Faith could be leaning on the fucking hood of the truck, going, "Hey, fuck face."
I'm a body positive role model.
Exactly.
He's like, those dits don't come out of that. Okay, get off my car. She's like, oh,
fuck your truck. And then you could have like Archer and Armstrong could have been like at the 7-Eleven or something. Like fucking anything.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many like moments that were ripe for cameos that you really could just even throwaway dialogue of like, I don't know, calling the mission this or that or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, even the guy with the beard, he could have been a great like Armstrong stand-in. You know, like just showing him later, he just gets up, he's just like, oh man, that guy's fucking ruthless, you know, and just been like, okay, and then he just stumbles off drunk, like anything to show that you actually give a fuck about the shared universe you're supposedly building. But it just leads me to believe that they're, you know, either trying to copy the Marvel formula of how they started things too closely, or they've given up on that and they're just going to put out a bunch of solo standing movies and then just slap it all together in like one movie and be like, you didn't do anything to make this happen. This is bad. This is all bad. But
yeah, I mean, if they would have at least done like Harbinger Wars, that might have been too much going on, but it would have given you a chance to put like a bunch of maybe actors you kind of know in there. You know what I mean? Like kind of like get that push. I don't know.
I mean, just build towards Harbinger Wars. Like, especially if you're going to do Harbinger, like the third movie should then just be Harbinger Wars, where it puts Bloodshot and Harbinger together, you know, where they get onto the same side, but the Harbinger side's like, oh shit, that's the boogeyman. That's the boogeyman. Yeah. It's the guy who would come for us, you know, that Project Rising Spirit would fucking use for that. And so you have that bit of conflict against each other, which actually kind of works in that whole like two good guys meeting, why are they fighting type bullshit scenario anyway. And then you get to introduce like anyone else in that movie as like the actual bad guy, you know. So but
yeah, I don't know. I get it. It's Bloodshot. It's kind of popular. It's kind of easy. It's just action, shooty guy.
Well, when I saw that they were going to do the whole memory wipe, I was like, oh, you don't have a long enough movie to show that in an interesting way. Like, that takes too long to explain to an audience.
And to get them vested and stuff, so those memory wipes mean something. The manipulation means something. The character building, you took it all away from him. I feel for this guy, you know?
Yeah, I mean, my wife, who does not read the comic book, knew nothing about the movie, when she saw that, she instantly checked out of the movie. She gave no shit. She's like, oh, we gotta do this again? She was like, fuck it. You know, it wasn't until after that scene of getting through of like, okay, now we're moving on to Gina and the final showdown here that she actually kind of checked back in, you know, somewhat. But that was like, so just like, oh, I've already seen something like this. I don't care.
Once you lose him like that, that's what I'm saying, man. Just do Ninjak. He's a fucking white guy ninja. Like, who doesn't love that?
Yeah. Hollywood loves it.
White dude is a fucking ninja. This is bullshit. And he's British. Fuck this. Fuck this. Everybody's like, whoa, man.
Just get one of your million British actors and just tell them not to do their American accent anymore. Done.
They're gonna be
hey, Tom Holland, can you be Ninjak? He's like, okay, which dumb voice do I use? The American one or the British one? They're like, the British one, please. He's like, done and done.
Tom Holland as Ninjak? Atrocious casting. You thought Bloodshot had bad casting.
I mean, they would go for it. Everyone wants to put that guy in something. So
Ninjak? Nah. Pass. That's a hard pass if that shit went down.
Well, do you want to do some sort of ratings for this?
Man.
Some sort of clever.
Well, when you put all that pressure on it, be clever. Make people chuckle when they hear your stupid rating.
I was gonna say clever failed attempt at clever, but whatever. You know,
that's like a pass or
Yeah, well, watch, pass, utter fail. I don't know, whatever.
I don't know if it was utter fail, but I'd probably pass, even if you're morbidly curious. I can really, if you literally have nothing else to do or watch, or if it tickled your pickle somewhat, you had some sort of connection to the comic, you're like, oh, I want to see what Bloodshot looks like in IRL.
Just look at the poster. Done.
You're like, fucking lame. Yeah, it's a hard it's hard for me to recommend it. I don't think I can. I would probably say pass on the Bloodshot.
Yeah, I would agree. I would say it's just, sadly, it's a pass. I mean, I want to root for this movie because I like the guy that, helped get it off the ground floor and everything. I've always liked Valiant, especially since the reboot. But, I will quantify this and say that if you just like watching dumb Vin Diesel action movies, you're just fine. Just watch it. You're going to love it. It's no different. It's probably better than a lot of his more, recent movies outside of the Fast and Furious franchise. But otherwise, if you're just not a Vin Diesel fan, no, don't watch it. Don't bother.
Yeah, don't bother. And then it sucks because I do like Valiant's cool. The books are cool. Like the source material, not in question. It's great stuff. It's just what they kind of did with it a little flat. I mean,
yeah. Which I mean, who knows how much of that is Sony? How much of that is the first time director?
Yeah, that's movies. Movies in a nutshell. You kind of really don't know what you're going to get. It's the collaborative effort. Studio likes to film movies. All kinds of stuff. But it's probably like Venom bad. I think Venom's pretty.
Oh, I don't know. I'd say Venom's worse.
Yeah, Venom's worse.
Like I could sadly, like, if someone put on Bloodshot, I could watch it again and not be
okay. I'll give you that.
It's safe enough to where I'm like, oh God, you put on Bloodshot, but you put on Venom, I'm leaving the house. I'm leaving the room. I'm getting headphones. I'm distracting myself however I can to not see that movie again.
I'm gonna burn my tongue because that's annoying. And you're like, fuck, I burned my tongue. That's all you can think about when you burn your tongue. You're just like,
look at that, Venom's over. Oh, thank God.
Oh, my tongue. Fuck. And then what did I burn my tongue on? You start thinking about it, even though it just happened.
They're like, you gonna watch this Venom movie or what? No, I'm not. I'm not.
Wait,
are we in the grocery store again or the convenience store yet again?
It's almost over, man. Why do you keep asking me this? It's the beginning.
My favorite part of that is how Venom is like the shitty alien. Like all the other, they're like, oh, not the Venom. He's like a total loser. And I'm like, yeah. Wow, way to sell me on how cool Venom is.
Real Rodney Dangerfield of superheroes.
Yeah, exactly.
Antagonists, anti-heroes. I get no respect.
Yeah, I'm over that guy. The whatever his name is. When I found out he also did the voice for Venom, I was like, oh, God damn, that guy really.
Who are you talking about? I don't even.
The guy who played Eddie Brock, whatever his fucking name is.
That actor that everyone likes?
Yeah, that actor that everyone likes, the one I can't remember the name of, and I don't care to look it up. Tom something?
Tom Hardy?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he did the voice. He did Venom's voice.
Yeah, well,
the like real like sloppy wet one. They're like, you're just like, shut up. Venom.
Highly unintelligible one where you like, what is he saying?
Yeah, that was him. Care. He did that.
Great job.
Yeah, he was just all in on making an unwatchable movie. So, but yeah, so if you had a gun to the head, you got to pick between Bloodshot and Venom. Go Bloodshot. All right.
Or just take that bullet, man.
Or take the bullet. But like, you know what? Go ahead. Just pull the trigger.
He's
like, man, it's not loaded. Why are you so suicidal today? Just pull the trigger.
Pull the trigger. Don't tease me, man. Just fucking do it. Let's go. Make it count.
Yeah. So if you feel differently, let us know on some sort of social media. You could find me at Enter the Hero on Instagram, and you can find Kevin.
Just let Dustin know.
What? No, fuck you. Real big cop out right there. Set you up for it. You're just like, nah, throwing that in the wastebasket. Not gonna do that.
Yeah, because I mean,
fine, just let me know, and I'll tag him in it.
He'll let me know that you're just kind of like, hey man, Bloodshot's pretty cool. Yeah, it's not atrocious, but if you got better things to do, you should probably do those things.
For sure. You got like the fridge needs cleaning. Do that. That's a good hour 49 of your life right there.
Yeah, gout. You know, fucking prioritize.
Deal with gout. You're just like
prioritize is what I'm getting at.
You're looking up the gout commercials. Which one cured the gout? I don't know. Gout commercials, YouTube. What do you recommend? They're just like, did you mean to search for a Bloodshot movie? No, fuck no. Show me the gout commercials.
Oh yeah. Let me read that trailer. That'll fix it. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for listening, Kevin. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Austin versus movie Bloodshot 2020.